Really, really keen that London as a city stops supporting dirty fossil fuels and signs up to divest from those companies and get behind clean energy.
See, climate change does take over the world, then it's the children who will be affected by this, not the adults, because the adults are basically, they're going to be gone by the time the climate change makes it really hot.
And we as humanity, we as believers, we should be out there loving the creation and loving people.
Well, we only have one planet to live on, and we had better look after it if we want it to look after us, basically.
That one you dedicated to all the bicycle riders, seen?
Every day out there, less jobs and less work and less pay out there. Still the price ain't gone up, same way out there. We don't see no blue sky and blue grey out there, cause you can't.
It would be absolutely great to hear people talking regularly, forcefully, intelligently on the Today programme about the reality of climate change and what we can do to ameliorate it.
When it gets a lot hotter, what are we going to do then? But the future can bring us all sorts of stuff, as it did the dinosaurs and the ice ages, so we don't really quite know.
If we went with renewables, wind, solar and wave, we could create 1 million climate jobs. If we went renewables and we stopped nuclear and we stopped taking fossil fuels out of the ground, we would find 1 million climate jobs which were sustainable.
Stuff like solar and wind is becoming much, much cheaper. Tidal energy is just so recently that there's a massive investment in tidal energy in Wales. They're looking at producing 4 plants, and that will provide continuous clean power in a way that intermittent solar and wind doesn't currently.
The problems of climate change are prevented from being resolved because of selfish nationalistic interests, and we need to move away from problems of individuation to cooperation, where everybody cares for everyone.
Freedom is coming, freedom is coming, freedom is coming, oh yes I know. Freedom is coming, freedom is coming, freedom is coming, oh yes I know. Oh yes I know, 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 oh yes I know. Freedom is coming, freedom is coming, oh yes I know. Freedom is coming, freedom is coming, freedom is coming, oh yes I know. Oh yes I know, oh yes I know.
Yeah, there's loads of positive solutions that are already being enacted. There's community-owned renewable projects, there's research into how we can go zero carbon.
Join environmental organisations, go to marches, stop eating meat or try stop eating meat and dairy.
It has to be incredibly expensive for companies to cause environmental damage. At the moment it's the write-off, it makes sense for them profit-wise. They're only answerable to shareholders and to profit, so I think it just needs to be like a core shift in our kind of legislation, or the way we look at it.
We are going to have a revolution, whether you like it or not. So you better pick what fucking side you want to be on. Because justice, we will see justice, right?
think it's important that we get support for it. The more people realise this and the more people support it, the sooner something will be done to make change.
I know this capitalism, you know, is destroying the climate, you know, this mass producing products and stuff, it's destroying the environment, that's why I'm angry.
I am a police liaison officer. And despite what some of you may think, we in the Blue Bibs, we are your friend. We are your friends. Now, some people have been saying that the police liaison officers are actually fronts for forward intelligence officers. I can tell you that this is just a vicious rumour. We are nothing to do with intelligence. Us and intelligence are two very separate things. So I'd like to read a short statement from the Metropolitan Police. We have not been trained to learn your names. We in the Blue Bibs have not been trained to take information on who is friends with who. We are not connected directly to Gold Control, the most important control room in the country. We are not the fit squad dressed up. We are not part of the state apparatus of repression. We are your friends. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
David Cameron, our current Prime Minister, said no ifs, no buts, there will be no third runway at Heathrow. 5 years later, they're coming back again. They're coming back again. 10,000 of my community, 10,000 people in my community will lose their homes either as a result of demolition, air pollution or noise pollution. They'll dig up our schools, our community centres, and even there's a threat to put one of the roads through one of our cemeteries. But it isn't just about losing our homes, is it? If they go ahead with the third runway or any aviation expansion, we don't just lose our homes, we lose our planet, we lose our earth. That's why I say this. This is the iconic battleground at Heathrow on the issue of climate change. And we have to make it clear, when politicians lie to us, it is the people that have to uphold the truth. When parliamentary democracy works, and does it when it works against us, we have to take democracy to the streets. So I invite you all, if they come for our community at Heathrow or anywhere else with aviation expansion, I invite you all to come to my community, because we're not just going to occupy a building, we're going to occupy a whole community to prevent them digging up our homes and threatening our planets.
Fracking, they're going to frack Lincolnshire, and we really, really don't want that.
What does that involve?
Poisoning the earth, poisoning the land, industrialising the countryside. We really don't want that to happen.
What's happened in Balcombe, the south of England, they tried to frack there and they stopped it in Balcombe. And instead of just stopping fracking, they've actually created a solution themselves, which is about community-owned energy and it's renewable energy. So fracking's not going to keep the lights on or anything like that. It's a very short-term, dangerous way to get energy which is not going to last very long. So we have to be looking to get ourselves off of fossil fuels full stop, and that's happening around the world. So that's the solution to it.
Our cooperatives, they've set up in Balcombe, I think a year after the protests finished. They've actually put, now they've put their panels on the roofs, and they're going to get the first power coming, and it's the whole village have been invited to buy into it. So as it's a cooperative, they can get shares from it as well as energy. So it's really good.
Bankers, not migrants, created corporate chaos. And we have idiots like Nigel Farage blaming an imaginary flood of migrants that never existed, when simultaneously there was a real flood of rising water that was destroying the countryside here. He cannot be trusted on the environment, and he cannot be trusted on migration. And in the midst of this economic crisis, we're seeing the media and politicians being rabid against migrants, Muslims, and shamefully, refugees are now being left to drown in the Mediterranean. If it's this bad now, imagine how bad it will be if climate change does its worst excesses and these people are still in power. We need real change, not climate change.